Hi, I'm Shayla with Revolting Science Resources, a company designed to bring the principles of project management to academic scientists. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite productivity tools, which is this daily planner. So I have a blog post on my website where I share 5 physical productivity tools that I use every day. I actually have a video that I did about one of those productivity tools, which is this cube timer. But this daily planner did not make that list. And I think ultimately there are a lot of different tools that I use every day, and some of them are more impactful than others. But this is still a physical productivity tool that I love and that I actually do use every day. So now let's take a look at some of the features of this planner. So along this side, you have a schedule with times ranging from 5:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. And then on this side, there are actually a few different sections. So this first section is a space where you can add your top 3 work priorities. Then you can add any other work to-do list items. Then you have your top 3 personal priorities, and then your personal to-do list items, and then a small little notes section at the bottom. There are a couple things I really love about the structure that this daily planner has. First is the wide time range that it has in the schedule. So I'm definitely a morning person, and some planners honestly don't start early enough for me. So having that 5:30 a.m. start time is actually really useful. And then also, depending on the day or some of the things going on, my days can get kind of late. And so it's nice to also have it go pretty late into the evening as well. Some other features I really like are having the space to include not only my top 3 work priorities, but also my top 3 personal priorities. I think it can sometimes just be really nice to be able to map those things out and make it very clear in my mind how I'm going to be prioritizing the tasks I want to complete today. So that's a little about what the daily planner itself looks like. But I thought I'd talk a little too about how I actually use this planner. So normally when I'm planning out my day, I start in Notion. And so I have a Notion page where I have all of the tasks that I want to accomplish for a day, as well as any events or meetings that I'm planning to attend for a day. So I always start by looking at that Notion page and then thinking through anything that might be missing. So sometimes I have other tasks that are either added to my plate after I check my email or that I just remember that I'd really like to accomplish that day. Or maybe there's a couple of events that I want to add to my calendar, but I normally start my day by doing all of that in Notion. Then I move to my daily planner and start filling it out. So the first thing I fill out is normally adding in the top 3 work priorities as well as personal priorities that I have for the day, according to all the different tasks that are spelled out in my Notion. Sometimes I'll fill out those other work and personal to-do list sections, but honestly, I manage and look at all of my tasks in Notion. And so I think that for me, the main benefit is being able to just define what my priorities are and not necessarily list out every single task. And then the next thing that I do is add in any specific meetings or events that I have for the day to the schedule side of my daily planner. And so on this particular day, I had a meeting later in the evening for the other job that I work part time. And I normally block off a specific time on my calendar each day to catch up with my husband. This day was pretty light, though, in terms of some of the other meetings or events that I normally have. Then what I normally do is just grab all of my highlighters and using some type of bright color like red or orange, I'll highlight those events that I just wrote in that have a specific time that I need to actually attend. Also, don't mind my broken finger. That's a story for another day. But the next thing I normally do is take a highlighter and mark out the hours that I'm planning to work on my business. And then I also work part time for another company. So then I'll also mark out any hours that I am planning to work for this other company by just highlighting times along the side of the schedule. Then I'll look at some of the tasks that I'm hoping to complete for that day. And then I essentially block out time on my calendar by taking a specific highlighter color, highlighting that task, and then determining how long I think that task will take me to complete and highlighting those time frames on the schedule side of this daily planner. Sometimes I'll do that for my personal tasks. A lot of the time, some of those tasks just are things I'm going to fit in between different things that I have going on, or they just aren't so time consuming that I want to make sure I have a giant block of time dedicated to them. But what I really like about this strategy is that it helps me make sure that all of the things that I'm hoping to accomplish that day are feasible to do within the time that I have. So if I've got all these different meetings and I want to make sure I'm prepping for certain things or working on a different project, I think just having the different highlighter colors and being able to see how much time some of the tasks are taking throughout my day can just be a really good visual for what the day is going to look like and maybe how packed or light it will likely be. I don't always stick to my daily plan perfectly, but I do think it's really nice to just have some sort of connection between the tasks that I'm wanting to accomplish and when I have time to actually accomplish them. And then for me personally, having these kind of fun, aesthetic highlighter colors and just being able to visually make the daily planner look a little prettier is nice for me. I feel like it's a really nice way to start my day. And sometimes it gives me a little extra motivation to fill it out, but then also to hopefully accomplish some of those tasks I'm hoping to. So that's a little about how I plan my day and specifically how I use this physical daily planner to help me do that. If you're interested in checking out this specific planner, I'll put a link in the description box below. I also will put a link to the aesthetic pens and highlighters that I use if you'd like to check those out as well. So one thing I didn't show you in this video was a little phone holder that I got from IKEA that I set my daily planner on. It actually works perfectly as a little stand for my daily planner, and it even has enough space to set like my pen in front of it. So that's really nice. I also like having the daily planner actually sitting up, and therefore while I'm working and looking at my computer, it's right there in my line of sight. And so it makes it really easy to just keep track of how I'm doing throughout the day in terms of accomplishing my tasks or when I might have another meeting that's coming up. So if I can find it, I'll put a link in the description box below to the IKEA phone holder that I actually use to prop up my daily planner or something similar on Amazon if I can. But that's it for this video. I'd love to hear though in the comment section below how you plan out your days. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, feel free to subscribe to my channel. But that's it for this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.